Okay, so factoring the sum and difference of cubes. This is the last type of factoring we're going to be doing. Brace yourself, factoring is coming. First, I want to go through this breathing exercise that I learned, and I go through it with my golf girls when I am golfing, or I learned it from another coach. But can I ask you something? Inner panic attack. Especially lately, I feel like I've been very stressed, and we just are kind of living in a stressful world, so it's good to learn mindfulness techniques and techniques to kind of just calm us down. Well, yes, I'm a bit stressed. Why do you ask? This is fine. I'm trying to keep me going throughout the day. Okay, so it's an easy breathing exercise. You can do this with me right now if you want. It's 5-5-7 breaths. So basically what that is you're going to breathe in for 5 seconds, hold that for 5 seconds, and then breathe out for 5 seconds. So if we want to do it for a second, so breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's kind of a way of tricking your brain just to thinking that you're calm. And it really helps calm me down. I get anxious sometimes, and I start getting worked up. I feel like my heart rate is going. I start talking really fast, or I stop talking, like it's one of the two. And if I can do this 5-5-7 breaths, it helps just okay, everything's okay, just breathe. So this is a good thing to do if you're feeling stressed, if you are in class and you start getting anxious, if you're at home and you start getting anxious, whatever it may be. This is just kind of a good thing to learn. So I wanted to put this in here before we get into factoring. So if you, as we're going through factoring, if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so stressed, go back to your breaths, okay? Who's awesome at math? You. Yeah, you. We're all... Yes. Okay. Anyways, so factoring the sum and difference of cubes. So h cubed plus 125. So a cube is 3 numbers that will multiply to give you something. When we do this, it's just a formula. And I'm sorry, I'm going to go through how to, remember this. You always have a big parentheses and a small parentheses. And I should have wrote this opposite. I should put small parentheses, big parentheses. But always, says Snape. The small one comes first. The big one comes second. Okay. SOAP. So I want to remember this acronym. SOAP. And I want everyone to write this down with me. SOAP. So this tells us the signs. This tells us what to do with our signs. So S stands for same. So this is the same sign as whatever we start with. O stands for opposite. So this would be the opposite sign. And then these two go together. And this is always positive sign. It's also right here. Same, opposite, always positive. So what's that saying is in our parentheses, the first parenthesis is going to be the same sign, so that's a plus sign. The second parentheses, or the second sign, is going to be the opposite, so opposite of plus is subtraction. And the last sign is addition, always positive. Stay positive all the time. Just kidding. It's okay. Stay positive as often as you can and be a nice person. But okay, so that's how you find the signs of this. And I did it also in here. So same sign, opposite sign, always positive. Now, we need to cube root both of these. Like when we were doing squares, we were square rooting. We need to cube root them. And you ignore the sign in the middle. So the cube root of h cubed is h. The cube root of 125 is 5. And in your calculator, if you have the TI 83 or 84, the cube root is math 4. So if you push math 4, and then that cube root will pop up, and you can just put 125 in there. So then in the little parentheses, you're just going to put those right into there. So h and 5 go right into there. So that first parentheses is h plus 5. Now the second parentheses is bigger. We need to make our terms bigger. So that first term is going to be h squared. The second term is going to be 5 squared. And the middle term, we're going to multiply them together. And then we're just going to simplify this down. The h plus 5 stays. H squared is h squared. H times 5 is 5h. And 5 squared is 25. And then this is the factored version of this. So if we multiplied this together, we're going to end up right there. Okay. K cubed minus 343. So remember SOAP. So same sign, opposite of a subtraction is addition, and then always positive. We're going to cube root these. So cube root of k cubed is k. Cube root of 343 is 7. So that's going to be k minus 7 there. In the bigger parentheses, they need to get bigger. So that's going to be k squared and 7 squared. Then the middle is k times 7. So that's going to be k minus 7. K squared is k squared. 7 times k is 7k. And 7 squared is 49. Cool. Now let's do this one. So small parentheses, big parentheses. SOAP acronym. So same sign, opposite sign, always positive. Now cube root of 8f cubed, cube root of 27. Well, the cube root of 8f cubed, cube root of 8 is 2. Cube root of f cubed is f, and cube root of 27 is 3. So in that first parentheses, we have 2f plus 3. The second parentheses, we have 2f squared and 3 squared, because they have to get bigger. And then in the middle, we have 2f times 3. Now, 2f squared, remember, if we do 2f squared, that's the same as 2f times 2f, so that's 4f squared. 2f times 3 is 6f, and then 3 squared is 9. This one, 125 minus 8v cubed. Well, small parentheses, big parentheses, same sign, opposite sign, always positive. Then the cube root of 125 and the cube root of 8v cubed. Just ignore the subtraction sign. The cube root of 125 is 5. The cube root of 8v cubed is 2v. So that's going to be 5 minus 2v. Gets bigger, so that's 5 squared and 2v squared. In the middle, multiply them, so 5 times 2v. So 5 squared is 25. 5 times 2v is 10v. And 2v squared is 4v squared. Cool? This one. So this one's just a little bit harder, trickier. I wanted to do it. So same thing. Small parentheses, big parentheses. Same sign, opposite sign, always positive. Now we're going to do the cube root of 729m cubed, or m to the 6th. Well, the cube root of 729 is 9, m to the 6th, so we need to see how many groups of 3 we can get out of that. Well, I have 1, 2 groups, so that just becomes 9m squared. Okay, because this becomes one of the m's. This becomes the other m that we can pull out, so we're left with m squared. And then the cube root of 64 is 4. Cube root of n cubed is n. So then put those in, so we have 9m squared plus 4n. Then that's going to be 9m squared squared and 4n squared. Then the middle is 9m squared times 4n. Oh, that should have been an n. That's my bad, n. That's going to go away, sorry, but remember that that's an n, or change it in yours. So 9m squared squared is 81m to the 4th. 9m squared times 4n, oh look, I changed it, I guess, is 36m squared n, and then 4n squared is 16n squared. Cool? That's all, bye-bye. Remember that breathing exercise, it's really a good one, I promise, okay? Bye.